Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a very excited update, and as you may have seen from the title, also finale for my Pan Those Eyeshadows for this year. Let's first take a look at the eyeshadows that I've been working on, and then we'll kind of talk about why I'm wrapping this up already, even though we still got 1 month left. Okay, where are we gonna start? Oh gosh, it's so hard to decide. Okay, starting with this one. This is the Urban Decay shadow box, and in here I was working on the orange shade, and I have no idea whether you can see from there, but you can definitely see from the close-up. I hit pan. I'm really excited about that, and it happened way quicker than I expected based on like the other shades that I was working on in here. I had already used this 26 times, and I used it another 5 times, and then I already hit pan on it. So I've used it 1 more time after that, so 32 uses in total to get to where we're at now. Yeah, I'm excited because I was not really sure I would be able to hit pan on this one by this update, but we did, so yay. Then one that I can be a little bit quicker about while we're in the Urban Decay spheres. That's not proper English. Anyway, in my Vice palette I am working on, what is it called? Beat Down, which is the blue purplish color here. I've used it once, but that's all. In the close-up, I guess you can see now that I have like touched it with a brush, which is nice. But there are just too many other shades that I was trying to focus on, and this one did not make the cut, basically since it rolled in. So yeah, bit of a shame, but what can you do? Then moving on to the Sleek palette. In here I'm working on the red shade. This is the Circus palette, and sorry about that. This is the shade I'm working on. I've used it more this month for sure. There is the tiniest bit of a dip in there. I don't know whether it even properly shows up in the close-up that I filmed, but yeah, just to quickly check. I've used this 9 times before, and I used it another 6 times now, which I think is the most that I've used it in any of the months that it's been in here. So I've used it 15 times in total. I definitely have a long way to go on this one still. I'm still hoping it won't take me the full like 100 times that it basically took me to finish off. No, it's definitely going to take me like 500 uses to finish that one off, but to hit pan on that orange shade. But yeah, I've used it 15 times. There is a little bit of a dip starting to form in there, so that's nice. Then one that I guess we were all expecting I would hit pan on, the Creative Me #2 palette from Coastal Scents, and as you can see, there is pan. Really excited about that, but as you might remember in my last video I said, so I really think I am really close on that one. Well, in reality I used it 45 times before, and I used it another 13 times before I finally hit pan. So 45 and 13 is 58. Yes, I always turn the numbers around because in Dutch it's the other way around, but 58 uses for me to hit pan on that one, and every time I felt like I was getting so close, and then I wasn't there yet. But after 58 uses I have hit pan, and it's proper pan. The dip that I was making was a little bit more like, it was not like a really specific deep dip. Does this make it? I mean, anyway, it was a bit more like hollowed out, longer. Can't think of the word. Anyway, that's why like once I hit pan, it was like a good bit of pan straight away, and not just this tiny speck. It's basically what I'm trying to say. Then another shade that I was working on is the Lady Jane shade in my Sigma palette, which is also a green, and I knew or I assumed it was going to take me about like 20 to 25 uses in total, because that was what it took me on the blue shade. Now on the green shade, I don't know if you can see from there, but I have also hit pan. It's only a tiny bit of pan, but it is pan nonetheless, and it took me, I used it 4 times before, so I was expecting it would take me about 20 uses, and I was like, I'm either gonna just hit it or not hit it. It took me 9 more uses, so that's 13 uses in total, and I hit pan on this one. So I guess trying to figure out what is different about that one than the blue, I don't really know. I was using pretty much the same brush as well for as far as I can remember, so no idea why that one went like 10 uses quicker than the other one, but it has pan. And last month I told you guys my main focus was going to be my pan palette, which it has been, but I still managed to hit pan on 3 shades, which I was not expecting, but I'm very excited about. And like once I started hitting pan on all these shades, I was kind of starting to think about, okay, I still got 1 more month after this to try and like make proper progress on stuff. And I'm trying to work on my pan palette, and I have some eyeshadows in like other projects as well, which in the end made me decide to kind of wrap this project up now, because 3 shades that I hit pan on, 2 shades that I know I'm not going to hit pan on in the next month, and I know like rolling in new shades is the most exciting part, but I would be working on them and probably not hit pan on them in the next month either. So I was like, instead of feeling like I have to focus on shades in here as well, while I could be making some nice progress still on like this year's project's eyeshadows, I decided to wrap this one up because I hit all the pan that I was still expecting or hoping to hit this year. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. So I was taking a quick look at like my little notes here for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, and counting all the shades that I was working on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've hit 11 pans this year, and considering that I was also doing a Panda palette, working on shades from previously, working on a new palette, I had eyeshadows in mainly my whole collection project pan, which a few of them I also hit pan in. I haven't even counted those together yet. I'm pretty happy with that result. I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't really expecting anything because I hadn't done this project before, but it's nice. Like, I've always been doing the Panda palettes, and I really like doing the Panda palettes, which is why I'm not stopping them. But it's also kind of nice to have like a kind of, I guess, a quicker project in that sense. Like, I can hit pan on shades, and that will make some of my palettes more panable in my Panda palette at some point as well, because like throwing, for example, this Vice palette in a Panda palette, and you guys know I'm a completist, as you can call it. When I put this in a Panda palette, I'm gonna be working on it until there is not a single bit of eyeshadow left anymore. So it's gonna be nice to be able to, through this project and other projects, kind of hit some more pan on this palette before it might become a Panda palette at some point as well. But yeah, I'm happy with like having 11 pans hit. I did not do a percentage thing. I haven't been doing that throughout this year at all, and I've never really done those calculations before. But I am planning to, for my intro for next year, because yes, this project is coming back because I had too much fun just trying to see how I could incorporate these shades into my looks together with my Panda palette and other stuff that was going on. It's nice to have a bit of randomness because it just challenges you to use shades or do different types of looks that you wouldn't maybe normally do otherwise. So it is coming back, and I'm hoping that by my intro I've done a bit of calculations to see where my percentage is at, and kind of maybe keep you updated on that a little bit more in the next year, like maybe do a quarterly where I'm at or something like that. Let me know what you guys like when it comes to that as well, because I've seen a few people do that and I like numbers, so for me it will be fun to kind of track that a little bit more probably. But yeah, that is it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you very much for following on with this project over the last year, and we'll be back in a month. See ya!